Higher Education Minister Dr. Nobuhle Nkabane is expected to visit Walter Sisulu University this afternoon. Sisonke Mbolekwa was shot dead there yesterday, and another person was wounded, allegedly by a member of university staff. Newzroom Afrika's Liyema Vumisa is in Mthatha and joins us live ahead of that visit. Lots of expectation, Liyema, in the middle of confusing pronouncements, certainly by the university. What are people talking about right now ahead of the minister's visit?
A very good afternoon to you for your and Newzroom Afrika viewers. Right now we have just diverted from the Nelson Mandela Drive from the institution Walter Sisulu University, and that's because the students have taken to the streets outside of their institution. They are now marching, and they were initially using Nelson Mandela Drive, and then they diverted and off-ramped right to Sisson Street. To the residents of Mthatha, you would know that Sisson Street is around the area of Fort Gale. We don't know as to whether they are headed, but I can definitely assure you that this is, of course, in anticipation of Higher Education and Training Minister, that is Nobuhle Nkabane. I beg your pardon if I'm not quite getting the surname correct there, who is expected to come down physically to the institution that is Walter Sisulu University. As you can see, the students are accompanied by police, which seems to be at least the okay thing for the students right now, because they are protected by the police, and the police are not being violent towards them. They are merely just escorting them as they travel alongside the road where normal cars are congregating and even making congestion. So, like I said, Vuyo, we don't know as of yet as to where they are headed, the students, but like I can say, like I said, rather, is that they are doing this march, literally taking it down and straight to, I'm just going to ask my colleague Ntabezile to excuse the cars on the road. This is, of course, on the sidelines as well, Vuyo, of the statement that the SRC in Walter Sisulu University released, wherein they are, stating that they are going to be shutting down Mthatha as a whole, as a town. And this seems to be exactly that, because this road eventually leads to another road that will connect to the town that is the CBD of Mthatha. Like I said, this is rather in anticipation of the Higher Education and Training Minister that is going to be coming down a little bit later on in this afternoon, and we are definitely going to be tracking that part of the story for you, Vuyo.
Quickly, Liyema, do we know yet who exactly she's going to be meeting?
The reports that we have gotten thus far, Vuyo, they are not quite, certain to this extent, because all we understand is that representatives, although we don't know who they were sent by, but representatives from Walter Sisulu University did meet with the family earlier on at the institution itself, at the residence side of the institution, and that is, of course, following the minister's arrival here at the institution. So we don't understand really who the minister will be meeting in particular, because the statement coming from the department itself clearly states that she has had engagements with, the vice-chancellor of the institution, that is Walter Sisulu University. As to whether they will both congregate at the institution, we don't quite, can be certain about that right now.
Okay, that's where we're going to leave it. For now, Liyema is, of course, staying with that story and will give us updates as soon as there are developments, including, of course, the expected arrival of the Minister of Higher Education there a little later on.